What if I told you that a coin you might have overlooked for years, a humble 5-cent piece from 1997 with a tiny D under the date, could actually be worth a staggering $282 or more depending on its condition and the mysterious array of mint errors that surround it? Welcome back to the channel where we uncover jaw-dropping secrets hidden in plain sight, and today's spotlight is on the 1997 D Jefferson nickel, a coin you might have tossed into a jar or spent without a second thought, yet it could be the key to unlocking unexpected wealth hiding in your change. As we dive into the remarkable story behind this nickel, keep your eyes peeled because by the end of this deep dive, you'll be turning your pockets inside out, hunting drawers, and examining every 5-cent piece you come across, especially if it carries that elusive Denver Mint mark. So what exactly makes this coin so special and worthy of being valued at over 200 times its face value? Let's peel back the layers of numismatic intrigue. First, let's talk about the design. On the obverse, we see the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. On the reverse, we find Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate. But beyond the standard imagery lies a world of micro-details where things begin to get very interesting. Collectors and coin experts have uncovered that the 1997 D Jefferson nickel has surfaced in multiple error types that make specific specimens exceptionally valuable. One of the most intriguing errors found on this coin is the double die obverse, a condition in which the coin was struck more than once during the minting process, causing noticeable doubling on Jefferson's profile, particularly around the eyes, mouth, and the word liberty. These doubling effects are not just minor imperfections, they create a dramatic and often easily visible variation that collectors will pay hundreds for. Another known mint error for the 1997 D nickel is off-center striking. In these cases, the die fails to align correctly with the blank coin planchet, producing nickels that are partially blank on one side and disproportionately thick or distorted on the other. Depending on how far off-center the strike is, the rarity and value of these coins can increase significantly. Then we have die cracks and cuds, errors formed by damaged dies during the striking process. Coins with prominent die cracks across Jefferson's face or Monticello can appear as deep jagged lines that many mistake for post-mint damage, but trained eyes know that these are factory-born anomalies worth real money. Cuds, or raised blobs of metal, occur when part of the die breaks off entirely, leaving a blank area that fills with metal when the coin is struck. These are especially rare and desirable when they affect major elements of the coin's design, such as covering part of Jefferson's portrait or distorting the Monticello facade. And we're not stopping there. 1997 D nickels have also been reported with clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing due to a misfeed in the blank cutting process. These coins appear crescent-shaped or with sharp flat edges and are often certified as high-value errors. Incredibly, there are even examples of 1997 D nickels struck on the wrong planchet entirely, like being minted on a dime blank, making them smaller and lighter than a typical 5-cent piece. These are exceedingly rare but are some of the most valuable types of mint errors you can find, often selling for hundreds if not thousands depending on condition and certification. Add to this the presence of full steps on the Monticello building. When all 5 or 6 steps are visible and clean with no wear, it boosts the coin's grade significantly. PCGS and NGC, the two most respected third-party grading companies, award top values to coins with full steps, and when paired with any of the aforementioned errors, they can push the value into sky-high territory. Now here's something you need to understand about the coin market: rarity is king. And when a coin like the 1997 D Jefferson nickel has limited numbers of these error types known to exist, each one becomes a gem for collectors, investors, and hobbyists alike. The combination of historical resonance, production anomalies, and aesthetic uniqueness makes this nickel stand out not only in the 5-cent category but among all modern U.S. coinage. The excitement doesn't end with known errors. The very process of minting coins in 1997 left room for machine doubling, die deterioration doubling, weak strikes, and planchet flaws, all of which have been documented and catalogued in specialized numismatic circles. And the internet age has only amplified the buzz, with forums, auction houses, and collector sites abuzz with stories of individuals stumbling upon one of these coins and turning it into a payday that shocks even seasoned collectors. Imagine the thrill of finding one of these coins at a flea market or buried in an old coin jar, and realizing it could fund a vacation, pay off a bill, or add a valuable piece to your growing collection. And it's not just theoretical. there are documented cases where 1997 D nickels have fetched $150, $200, $250, and beyond, particularly those verified with doubling, off-center strikes, or being struck on the wrong planchet. These aren't tall tales, they're auction records and real-life success stories that demonstrate how this seemingly ordinary nickel has become a top-tier collectible. For those wondering how to authenticate or appraise such a coin, reputable grading services like PCGS and NGC offer expert evaluation that includes checking for mint errors, verifying authenticity, and assigning a grade based on wear, luster, strike, and overall eye appeal. A certified coin with high grade and confirmed error can see exponential increases in value. And yes, while not every 1997 D Jefferson nickel will be worth hundreds, the chance that yours might be one of the rare and valuable ones makes it more than worth the effort to inspect every 5-cent piece you encounter. With minting totals in the hundreds of millions, even a small fraction of errors results in thousands of potentially valuable coins circulating or hiding in collections. The best part? This treasure hunt is open to everyone. You don't need a metal detector, a magnifying glass might help, but even a smartphone camera can catch enough detail to compare your coin against known examples. Websites like Variety Vista and CoinFacts offer high-resolution photos of genuine mint errors to help guide your search. Social media has created an entire ecosystem around coin hunting, where enthusiasts post their finds and seek help identifying potential treasures. And as popularity grows, values rise, it's supply and demand at its finest. Whether you're a long-time collector or someone who just stumbled into the hobby, the 1997 D nickel is a thrilling entry point into the world of valuable coins. The mere possibility that a single coin in your pocket change could be worth hundreds is enough to keep collectors engaged and hopeful. Stories continue to emerge of once-overlooked nickels fetching impressive prices at estate sales, antique stores, and online marketplaces like eBay and heritage auctions. Some of the rarest varieties, especially those certified in mint state condition or higher, are setting records and creating buzz among numismatists across the globe. And let's not forget the appeal to younger generations. What starts as a curious glance at a coin can turn into a lifelong passion, a hobby that connects people to history, economics, and artistry, all through a little 5-gram piece of metal. And the 1997 D nickel encapsulates that magic perfectly. It's a coin minted in the heart of Denver, circulated across America, and now re-emerging as a historical artifact and collector's prize. As you watch this video, you might already be wondering, could one of these coins be waiting for me? Could the change in my car's cup holder or that forgotten jar in the attic be hiding a secret worth hundreds? It's more than possible, it's real, and it's happening now. So take a moment after this video to dig through your spare change, visit your local coin shop, and share your discoveries in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories and maybe even feature them in a future episode. Thank you for watching and diving deep into the world of rare coins with us. If you enjoyed this content and want to keep discovering more surprising facts and hidden treasures in American currency, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a rare coin alert. Next. Today we're diving deep into one of the most underrated and surprising coins that's shaking up the world of numismatics, the 2002 D Jefferson 5-cent coin. A coin that many people have in their possession without realizing that it could be worth a jaw-dropping $148 or more because of a variety of rare mint errors and production mistakes that elevate its value far beyond its simple 5-cent face value, and by the end of this video, you'll be rushing to check your coin jars, drawers, and wallets to see if you've been sitting on a hidden gem all along, because this particular nickel minted in Denver in 2002 is not just another regular coin but a potential treasure. And what makes this nickel so unique and valuable are the numerous errors that have been discovered on it by collectors, graders, and dealers who have scoured through countless examples and unearthed details that would amaze even the most seasoned coin enthusiasts. So let's unravel the mysteries behind this ordinary looking yet highly collectible coin, starting with the fact that the 2002 D Jefferson nickel was minted in the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities responsible for producing U.S. coins. And while the design of the Jefferson nickel hadn't changed significantly since 1938, with Thomas Jefferson's profile on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, what sets the 2002 D version apart are the production flaws that slipped through the rigorous quality control process and made their way into public circulation, and among the most prominent and valuable of these errors is the double die obverse, a condition where the coin is struck more than once but misaligned just enough to create a visible doubling of the design elements, especially around the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 2002, as well as on Jefferson's facial features, and coins with clear, bold doubling can fetch significant premiums because they are sought after by collectors who prize such rare mint anomalies. And another valuable error that has been found on 2002 D nickels is the off-center strike, a mistake where the coin's blank planchet is not properly aligned under the die, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing or shifted to one side, with some examples showing as much as 20 to 50% of the design displaced, and the more dramatic and visible the off-center error, the higher the value, especially when the date and mint mark are still visible, making it easier to authenticate and grade the coin. And we also have to consider die cracks and cuds, which occur when the die used to strike the coin begins to wear or break down, producing raised lines or blobs of metal on the surface of the coin where they should not exist. And in the case of the 2002 D nickel, there have been multiple reports of die cracks running through Jefferson's head or across the Monticello building, and large cuds that obscure parts of the rim or the inscriptions can turn an otherwise common coin into a rare collectible. And then there are struck-through errors, which happen when foreign material like grease, cloth, or wire gets between the die and the planchet during striking, resulting in parts of the design being missing or distorted. And while these types of errors can vary in severity, the most dramatic examples are highly prized and command serious prices in the market. And another error worth noting is the clipped planchet, where the blank coin planchet is improperly punched from the metal sheet, resulting in a crescent-shaped missing portion of the coin. And although clipped planchets are relatively rare, they have been confirmed on 2002 D nickels and make for an eye-catching and valuable variety, especially when combined with other errors, and some 2002 D nickels have even been discovered with improper alloy mixes, producing coins that appear discolored, underweight, or with unusual toning that adds to their mystique and desirability. And let's not forget the role that full steps on Monticello play in grading Jefferson nickels, as coins that exhibit 5 or 6 clearly defined steps on the building are awarded higher grades and greater premiums, and when full steps are found in conjunction with mint errors, the value of the coin can rise dramatically, and even coins with subtle design anomalies such as die deterioration doubling, machine doubling, or planchet laminations are being snapped up by collectors and resellers alike, especially when verified and graded by top-tier grading services like PCGS or NGC. And now you might be wondering, how common are these errors and is there any chance you might actually find one? And the exciting answer is yes, although mint errors are relatively rare compared to the total number of coins produced, with millions of 2002 D nickels entering circulation. There is always a chance that one with a significant error made it into your pocket change or has been lying unnoticed in your collection for years. And the growing community of coin hunters, YouTubers, TikTokers, and online numismatists has brought renewed attention to coins like this, sparking viral interest and skyrocketing values, and auctions on platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections regularly showcase 2002 D nickels with errors selling well over the $100 mark, with top examples reaching and even exceeding the $148 valuation, especially when they are in mint state or uncirculated condition and come with third-party certification. And this market momentum is being driven by a perfect storm of limited error coin supply, rising collector demand, and social media virality, and that means now is the perfect time to go on your own treasure hunt, carefully inspecting each 2002 D nickel you come across for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, struck-through marks, clipped edges, or full steps on Monticello, and the more familiar you become with what to look for, the better your chances of spotting a valuable variety that others may have missed. And remember, even small anomalies can be worth investigating further because some collectors specialize in minor errors or varieties, and niche demand can drive up prices for seemingly insignificant details. And what makes this hobby even more thrilling is the fact that new errors are still being discovered, and as collectors submit coins for grading and documentation, our understanding of the 2002 D nickel continues to evolve, with new die varieties being added to reference sites like Variety Vista and Kanika. And as awareness grows, so does the potential value of your coin, and what might have seemed like a plain nickel yesterday could become tomorrow's hot auction item. And so we urge you not to overlook your change, not to dismiss your old coin rolls, and not to underestimate the power of knowledge when it comes to numismatics, because while 5 cents won't buy much today, a 2002 D Jefferson nickel with the right error could buy you dinner, gas, or even contribute meaningfully to your savings if sold to the right buyer at the right time. And if you want to be part of this growing movement of coin enthusiasts who turn everyday coins into extraordinary finds, then start by examining the coins already in your possession, learning to identify error types, investing in a good magnifier or loupe, and perhaps even joining online communities and forums where you can share photos and ask for expert opinions. And who knows, you might find yourself the proud owner of a $148 nickel that most people would overlook entirely. So thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating and potentially lucrative world of the 2002 D. Jefferson nickel. And if you found this video informative, exciting, or even just entertaining, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the next hidden treasure waiting to be discovered in your very own change. Today we're going to delve deep into the world of modern numismatics with an extraordinary focus on a coin you may have seen countless times but never realized could be worth a small fortune, and that coin is none other than the 1996 D. Jefferson 5-cent piece, commonly referred to as the 1996 D. nickel, a coin that, despite its modest face value of 5 cents, has been selling for up to $203 or even more due to a fascinating array of mint errors, striking anomalies, and other unusual features that make it highly collectible and potentially life-changing for the person lucky enough to have one in their possession. And by the end of this video, you'll be looking at your pocket change in an entirely new way, because we're going to walk through every known error, every collectible variation, and every single possibility that can make a simple 1996 D. nickel a rare and valuable gem worth far beyond its original denomination. So get ready to discover the secrets that lie within the tiny details of a coin minted in Denver during the mid-1990s, a time when production was at full steam and yet quality control still left just enough room for rare mistakes that collectors now hunt for relentlessly. And let's start with a bit of context. The 1996 D. Jefferson nickel was produced at the Denver Mint and features the classic design that had been in place since 1938, with Thomas Jefferson's left-facing portrait on the obverse and his Virginia estate Monticello on the reverse. And though the design remained largely unchanged, the production process in the 1990s was far from perfect, and that's where opportunity begins for collectors, because even in a mintage year where millions of nickels were produced, a small number of them came out of the mint with striking errors that escaped detection and now serve as valuable collectibles for those with sharp eyes and the knowledge to spot them. And among the most desirable and valuable errors on the 1996 D. nickel is the double die obverse, a condition in which the coin is struck more than once with a slight misalignment between the impressions, causing visual doubling of the inscriptions and sometimes even of Jefferson's profile itself. And while machine doubling is relatively common and less valuable, true double dies are distinguishable by the clarity and sharpness of the doubling, particularly on the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1996, and these coins can command high premiums, especially when certified by reputable grading companies such as PCGS or NGC. And then there's the equally fascinating off-center strike, an error that occurs when the coin blank is not properly seated in the press during minting, causing the design to appear shifted, with part of the image missing entirely and a blank crescent remaining on one edge. And depending on how far off-center the strike is and whether the date and mint mark remain visible, these coins can fetch anywhere from dozens to hundreds of dollars, especially in uncirculated condition. And then we encounter the world of die cracks and cuds, which are essentially the scars and wounds of a worn-out die being pushed beyond its limits, resulting in raised, jagged lines across the surface of the coin or entire blobs of metal that obliterate parts of the design. And in the 1996 D. nickel, collectors have documented die cracks running through Jefferson's face, along his collar, and sometimes even extending across the fields of the coin, as well as sizable cuds that interfere with the rim and design elements like the Monticello steps. And these coins are both visually dramatic and highly collectible, adding another layer of interest and value to the 1996 D series. And then we must mention struck-through errors, where debris like grease, cloth, wire, or even other fragments end up between the die and the planchet during striking, resulting in coins with missing design elements or unexpected textures and impressions. And examples from 1996 D include coins with partial devices missing or indistinct due to grease filling the die cavities, which creates what's known as a grease-filled die strike. And these coins are particularly interesting to collectors of mint errors because each one is unique, a one-of-a-kind artifact of a momentary lapse in the minting process. And then we get into even more exotic territory with wrong planchet errors, where a 1996 D nickel is struck on a planchet intended for another denomination, such as a penny or a foreign coin, resulting in a coin that is noticeably underweight. has a different coloration, or doesn't match the expected dimensions of a nickel, and while these are extremely rare, they are among the most valuable types of mint errors, with some examples fetching hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. And yet another area of collectability arises with clip planchets, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to a miscut during the blanking process. And the 1996 D nickel has produced several known examples of both curved and straight clips, some of which significantly affect the size and symmetry of the coin while retaining full readability of the date and mint mark, making them perfect candidates for premium prices in the collector market. And let's not forget the allure of full steps on the Monticello building, a hallmark of strike quality that dramatically affects a coin's grade and value, and full steps refer to the horizontal lines at the base of the Monticello building, with 5 or 6 clearly defined lines indicating a sharply struck coin. And while full steps by themselves can push a coin's value higher, when they are found in combination with any of the aforementioned errors, such as doubling, off-center strikes, or die cracks, the value can skyrocket, especially when the coin is encapsulated and graded as MS65 or higher. And as you can see, the possibilities for error and variation are vast, and they add a layer of excitement and potential profit to what might otherwise be a simple piece of circulating currency. And that's exactly what's happened with the 1996 D nickel, which has gained increasing attention from the numismatic community in recent years as more people discover its hidden potential and start documenting their finds online through coin forums, auction sites, and social media platforms dedicated to rare coins and currency. And the market has responded accordingly, with values climbing steadily as awareness and demand increase. And while not every 1996 D nickel is a gold mine, the sheer number of error types associated with this date and mint mark make it a prime candidate for treasure hunting. And with so many collectors now actively seeking these coins, values for even minor errors are rising. And the few coins that combine multiple errors or have particularly dramatic anomalies are seeing values soar to over $203 and beyond, especially in high grade and with certification from trusted grading services. And in terms of how to find these coins or evaluate the ones you already own, it starts with a careful visual inspection using a strong magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, paying special attention to the date, mint mark, Jefferson's facial features, and the Monticello steps. And it also helps to weigh the coin using a digital scale to check for incorrect planchets or underweight strikes. And from there, referencing detailed photos from sites like Variety Vista, Wexler's Die Varieties, or PCGS Coinfax can help determine whether your coin matches a known error variety or possibly represents a new discovery. And once you've identified a potential error, the next step is to have it professionally graded and encapsulated to authenticate its features and maximize its market value. And in some cases, dealers and collectors may offer generous prices even for raw, ungraded coins if the error is obvious and rare. And with the internet making coin trading and collecting more accessible than ever, you can now list your finds on platforms like eBay, Etsy, or specialized auction houses where serious collectors are ready to pay top dollar for coins that fill the gaps in their collections or represent rare minting phenomena. And it's not just the hardcore numismatists who are getting in on the action. Casual collectors, history buffs, and even investors are now realizing that coins like the 1996 D Jefferson nickel represent more than just pocket change. They are historical artifacts with intrinsic, artistic, and market value that continues to grow as public interest increases. And whether you're just starting your coin collecting journey or you're a seasoned enthusiast, adding a few 1996 D nickels to your watch list is a smart move, especially if you take the time to understand the nuances of mint errors and what makes certain coins stand out from the millions of others that look just like them at first glance. And in the end, it's that combination of rarity, condition, error type, and collector demand that drives up value. And the 1996 D Jefferson nickel checks all those boxes when the right factors align, making it one of the most exciting modern coins to collect, examine, and trade. And as you finish watching this video, we encourage you to take a few minutes to check your own coin stash. Examine your nickels from 1996 for anything unusual, and maybe even start a log of your findings, because you never know, you could be holding onto a $203 coin without even realizing it. And if this kind of treasure hunting excites you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world of rare and valuable coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next big coin reveal that could change your life.